Howdy and happy day. First of all, sorry about the tardiness in this video. I meant it to go out last week, but another project got in the way and I was just very busy with that. And so here we are. Anyway, we're doing a little Matchbox here, a little switch up. We're got a Corsair on the plate. And so we're gonna just dive right in. Here we are drilling out the mushroom posts. They're actually quite easy on these Matchboxes. This is my first one taking it apart. And it just went boop. And so did the other one. Go boop. Come on. There we go. That came apart pretty easily. It's always nice. So there's this white corrosion all over this car. Just all over the inside, outside, just everywhere. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with my luck in cars these days with all the white corrosion. Like it's almost like battery acid or something. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that real well, but it's just all over the place. It's a mess. So I'm going to take the windshield out. I don't know where the video to that went. I drilled it out. And then we went on to stripping. Good old orange citrus strip, excuse me. It takes a little bit of time, but I really like that stuff. And there's a little bit of paint left in the nooks and crannies, so I'm using a little safety pin there. A little tip from Time Rider, I think. And it does work. It works great. And so that's going to go on for just a little bit here, as there are more nooks and crannies than I anticipated. I won't make you sit through them all. Once we get that done, to try and get some of the corrosion off, I thought, well, I'm going to try and attack it with some steel wool, 4/0 steel wool. And I did that for a little while. I wasn't incredibly happy with the results, so decided to electropolish it. And so that's what we're doing here. Not a great view of the setup, sorry. It's just the way it goes for the moment. And so once we get done with that, we're going to hit it with some steel wool again and some 3000 grit sandpaper. I believe this is after that. And so it looks better. It does look better. I mean, it's not going to be a Spectraflame car, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I go on to polishing it just because I can't resist. Again, like I said, it's not a Spectraflame car, so not a necessary step, but what can I say? I enjoy doing it. There you go. And it looks pretty afterwards. And there it is. Yeah, I just like the way it polishes up sometimes. Obviously, you can still see the corrosion and the staining there, but still cleaned up pretty good. All right, and since I have put it to the last moment, because this is my least favorite thing to do, we are going to drill the posts, tap them out, and put us some screws in there. So here I am drilling it out. We'll do this exact same thing for the rear one. Voila. And this goes on for a little bit longer than I anticipated also. Many apologies. So once this is done, in like 10 seconds, any minute now. Good gracious. I'm testing the depth with a toothpick there. All right, just a little bit more and that should be good, right? Right. All right, so finally we're gonna get to the tapping part. And this is sped up just a little bit. I don't actually go this fast. In fact, I go pretty slowly, just like one little tick at a time there. And so we do that until we can get screws in it. And look at that, screws are in it. It's like magic. All right, on to the priming, I think. Yes. Okay, so on to the priming. And after the priming, I noticed this huge divot in the roof that I somehow missed before. I don't know. Maybe it was just too much corrosion everywhere. You can't really see it real well, but I've sanded it down here, and I'm going to fill it with superglue and baking powder. So this is after that. I had video of applying it, but I don't know where it went. It's been kind of a discombobulated week, so I apologize. It won't normally be like this. Then we get it sanded down, and sorry, I had to slow down the video because I made such a short video of this. It gets sanded down, and it looks all right. I mean, it's passable. I'm going to take it. I'll go with it. So on to the paint. And the paint has been the biggest woe of this car, I am sad to say. I decided that I was going to use some of the pearl acrylic paint that I have, the testers. It's for airbrushes. And I was going to mix the pearl white, gold, and just a touch of green because I really, for some reason, I thought the original color had just a little touch of green. And the first batch came out great. I was really happy with the way the color came out. Not that it matched or anything, but it just had a hint of what I was looking for in the original color. Anyway, so as I always do, I put it into the toaster oven to let it cook or cure for 20 minutes while I worked on the base. And you'll see here in just a minute how that turned out. And so this, what you're seeing here, is the beginning of my woes with this paint. I already got dry tip, so I'm clearing it out there, kind of doing a quickie job of it, but whatever I could do to get it, I just wanted to get it done. And so we're just trying to get all the paint on, and see, the color there is really nice. I really like it. I wish I could have replicated it. So, unfortunately, I did end up stripping this color off. We're going to work on the base before I show you what had happened. But I stripped this color off. I repainted it. I put it in the toaster oven again for some reason. Same result. So I repainted this car 3 times. Anyway, so I'm working on the base here, and I used a Dremel tool on it, as you can see. And the wire brush I have is a little bit too caustic to be doing this with, but it's fine for the base, and I'm not using it on any showing parts, I guess. I did nick the wheels a couple of times. As you can see right there, I'm pointing them out. That's kind of a bummer. And I'm going to paint the wheels. So I'm not going to do a wash like I've seen other people do. I have this vinyl black stuff from the Redline shop, and I thought, I'm going to see if that works, because I'm kind of lazy and I didn't feel like making a black wash. had already tried to use like a permanent marker on the tire, and it did not come out well. It had like this weird purple sheen to it. See, I'm pointing that out there. So we're gonna use this vinyl top, and I think it turned out pretty well. You tell me if you like it, but I think it turned out well. I like it a lot. I think that I will continue to use that. Oh, and here we go. Here's the crazy mutation that occurred when it was cooking in the toaster oven. Now, I've used this paint before. I've never had a problem. So the only difference that I can think of is that this time I was using a primer, which I have never really used before. So that's the only difference. Very strange. Very strange indeed. And so here's the finished lady here. In that picture you can see the tires in the carousel. You can't really see the tires. But here it is in all its abashed glory. I just wish it had turned out a better color. And this was supposed to be a simple, just repaint really. But it ended up being a lot more work anyway. But I'm happy with it. And what do you think? Thanks for coming along. Happy day and cheerio.